Alexa, play traditional Chinese music. Good afternoon, everybody. I feel like saying good afternoon, Mr. Wolf. You know, like a complete idiot. But never mind. I'll be right there in a few minutes. Just have a little look around to see what you like. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Shake your money maker. What's that? I've got a little bitty fly here. It's annoying me. Good afternoon, everybody. Oh! Right, okay. How is everybody today? I'm trying to get ready for tomorrow. You know, when you spend too long doing something, well, that's me at the moment. I spent, over a week prepping for this and that, and it gets it's a little bit, well, it's very hard work. So, yeah, commend people. But I wanted to show you something. Oh, excuse me. Oh, what a lovely. Oh, this is for Marie Jones. Marie would love to see your work. Just jump on in. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's the bullying. Although they don't ruin my life, they stay with you, don't they? So yeah, thank you for that very much. But yeah, please come on in, jump on in, have a go. Well, just going to show you what I did yesterday or the day before. I can't remember when. Um, I went and these intrigued me, and I thought, oh wow, look at them. Absolutely stunning. Although that's quite hard to create when you're looking at a picture on my phone. Hard to create this way, but there are ways that we can create um, little. Oh, what's going on? Oh, it's gone off that way. There are ways that we can create like. Oh, that's me doing all my colours. What's that? So I really like the shape and form of that, and how it takes up the whole page. But I really like the idea of having other thistles. So I thought I'd do a thistle journal page today. I'll just show you this. Makes me laugh. Come on. You see it running down the stairs.
to the car in this now. Maybe not.
That was the rain the other day. It made me laugh that because it was. I just love the sound of rain. Anyway, I thought we could have a quick look at this, but do some purple ones, and perhaps when I'm doing the colour harmony course, I'm going to show you how I sort of look at my work and arrange like a lot of my colours, warms, cools, so don't and things like that, and then the way I use different colours, like different brands and different colours in different brands. So yeah, it's really. What colour is this one? Payne's grey. That's a beautiful one. And a little Payne's grey, different colours and different makes as well. I have put a link in the description for you of everything that is. These two colours are beautiful. We've got indigo and French ultramarine. Now they're beautiful colours, but I've also got good old, they're good gouache, Winsor and Newton. So I've put my Winsor and Newton. I've got some very few professionals, but I do like professionals better, stronger pigment. But hey ho, they're a tad dearer for what you get. I think that one's a professional. Yeah, that's the same price as that. But it's beautiful. So I particularly love that one. That is Chinese orange as well, which is a beautiful colour. And this Holbein one, which is wonderful. I tend to go bright rose, that's a beautiful one. I tend to go for pinks and purples because I like the colours. So anyway, I thought what I could do maybe is get our paint sorted, because I'm going to be painting all week, and I've got to redo my tartan bit as well. I'm going to wet down my, so you can see some of the pinks here, and then I have got some yellows and pinks on trays here that I wet down. And some watercolours don't dry, so they're a bit of a bugger, excuse the language, but they're a bit of a pain because everything you put on top of them blooming sticks. So this is my favourite one. It's a ceramic dish. That one's my favourite because I can just mix so much on that, and when I'm mixing pages and whatnots and not what's and whatnots, I tend to have, just move that way, that's better. I tend to like ceramic, but I tend to put the colour on the edge and allow the wash to be in the bowl, because otherwise you're just mixing pure colour and you might not want it that pure. I'm using I love this. It's not the best or the most costliest. I'm sure there's like arches and stuff like that. However, I'm not interested. I'm loving this, and this is actually, I put the little affiliated links on it for you through Amazon, Craft Stash, and the SAA. So I bought this from Amazon. I bought 2 A4 and 1 A3. I'm very pleased with them. I tend to use art for all my work. Even my doodle pages, it's a bit flamboyant using them for this, but never mind. So I really enjoyed having a sort of point yesterday, but I really enjoyed doing the flowers the other day, and I thought, why don't I combine the two and just do a dirt journal page? So what you're going to need is you're going to need a pencil, you're going to need a pencil, pens if you wish. We won't be using them yet. We're going to use watercolour today. Pencil, ruler, what I need to show you. That's a bit, and then I'm going to need I've got all these today ready. I don't need them all yet. I've got a 6 and 8 for and a 12, and if you can get a 2 and a 1 or not, that's even better. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw out where I want the stuff and how I want it. And what I want is, I'll just show you one of the study pages. This is one of my plans for some other stuff. So what I'm planning on doing today is this. So that's the basic shape, okay? And then I'm going to have this up either there. So this one could be there or could be there. And it's a very simple thistle. So maybe that way, or that way. So it's either or. So we've got that one or that one. So you've got 1 or 2 with this here. So this is the main body. Always seems to be on the left hand side bottom for me. One single one, and then whether you want to put a permanent sort of square in there, or whether you just want to sort of tight wrap your text, which is quite nice, sort of run your text in a more organic way. It's up to you, but that's the gist. I always like to draw a plan. I mean, I've got tons. These are just some of the plans for the ODS's. Janine wrote it all down what I'm going to do, drawn it. So this is what I can do. Anyway, that's what I do with it. So, okay, get our paper, and I'm going to take it out of the pad in a minute, but not just yet. And I've got oh, what's that doing there? Let's get a little shape. Now, to me, look at that. Look at that. That's perfect for that. So I don't necessarily measure. Usually when you're drawing, let's see if I can get you a bit higher. Usually when, that's better. Usually when I'm drawing, I get the weight. Sorry about that, guys. I had it all focused. It's just weren't showing you enough. So normally, say this is the top because it's where it's bound, and this is the bottom. You tend to weight the bottom more. So by eye, that looks about all right. I'll just switch it this way so I can see. Yeah, that looks about right. And just very gently. Now this curve really, it's a bit difficult because it's got 2 different sets of curves on the corners, if you notice. So what you have to do is put it back. Can you see? You take that corner off. Yeah, but you didn't know that, did you? But you didn't know. I didn't know till I drew it and went, what's that about? And then I realised I've got some great little colour ideas for this. So we've got this here. I just like thistles. One, I like them because they're like overlooked flowers in my opinion, just my opinion, and they tend to sort of overlooked, and they're beautiful, with such power, And so what I do, while my phone's in, I can show you. I'll go on here and I'll get, there's the image that I have, that's my photograph. And I really like the fact that I can go right in, look at it, and then look at the leaves there. That's beauty in its own right, isn't it? With the blue greens and the cool greens, the grey greens, blue greens, and then you can see a tiny bit of warmth, but not a lot. It's all done with grey, blue, look, not much brown, a bit purple in there. And I'll bring this across, and you can see it's like a little knobble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knobbles on it. Beautiful. So, okay, I'm happy with that. Oh, get rid of that. So now we're going to go on to tinting it. I don't stand all these login things. Oh, I've got ink again on my finger. It's annoying. Oh, no, that, not you again, please. Right. Oh, why does it do this? I just want a bloody. I always get mixed up with spelling. No, I don't want thistle timber. Flower. See? Some of these images, that's a beautiful one, that globe one. That really interests me, that one, because it's slightly different. These are the ones as well. I love these. So we're looking at these flowers. Sorry, I'm not even showing you, am I? I'm looking at these flowers and I'm taking inspiration. That is perfect. Can you see? I know it's an artificial one, but that's the one I love. That is the one, and I think that would look so good. So I've got that idea. Right. Okay, this is Barbara Jurabek, but I don't think it's hers. So I think um, she's got the picture from somewhere, but I don't know where. But we're gonna copy it in the sense of the shape rather than copy the picture. So if we look at the picture, this is like a little lesson now. Right, if we look at the picture, we can see that the main shape is a cone shape, and it's got these, and you look at the leaves, they're like that, sort of pointy fingers, and they enclose it with the long stem, pointy fingers, and then another stem with a bigger. So we get the idea, and then these leaves are, oh, not that one. Oh no. Come on. There we go. These are artificial, but I quite like these. I know they're not true to life, but these are manageable in some way. So we look at the leaf here, and the shape of it is quite sort of like that, isn't it? So we look at it So I'm going to simplify this. So if I say to you, redraw that, this is how I would sort of simplify it for people. And then we would go, take that away, take that, and you get the shape better. Okay, so we're looking at this now, and then we're looking at these shapes that really look, the patterns, these are like teasel combs, are calling them. So I'm not sure whether it is a thistle, but it is. I'm pretty certain it's like part of the family, isn't it? So they've got quite thick, not thick stand, but sturdy, because they have to protect. The colours are blues. It's all cool. So blue, green, green, blue, violet, purple, panes. So I'm picking my colours out. Indigo. And then I would sit in and pick out all my colours. So I'd get my colour wheel, which is over there. It doesn't matter, but you get your colour wheel, or your patterns when you do your colour swatches. And then what you could do while you're doing this here, no, I don't want to go there, get a paint brush, and then I look and I go, don't dip your fingers in paint. And then I look at this and I think, right, I've got a bit of blue. Nah, I want some red with this, so I'll put a bit of red with the blue. I need to cool this red right down. No, too red. I'm gonna go in. That's okay for darkness, but it's way too blue now. So what I do is take a tiny bit of that. We're getting there. So it's more of a pink we need. So some people don't have pink in their repertoire, but if you do, great. If you don't worry. This is how you mix your colours for it. So I need to knock that back. So purple would be yellow. Orange, sorry. Is it? Blue is orange, purple, yellow, yeah. So let's see what I get when I get this. Mix two colours, too strong. I always do that. Knocked it back too much, a bit more colour in it. Now we've gone for greens. But this is how I mix my colour range and palette, and I just have it here. So okay, so we're ready. We've got a sort of idea of what they look like. So okay, so I've got my palettes. I've got the purples and the blue purples that I need. So I've got them there. And I've got the two mixed there. And I've got a mould there, but I don't want to use that because it's more opaque. It's not what I want at the moment, but the nice browns there and the Payne's grey, which I will use. So okay, let's get our picture. So we've got the picture, we've got the study, we've got the colours, we're just looking at colours and shape and form. Now these are thistles and I'm looking at a cone teasel or something, but this is beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, it's a wonderful doodle. Perhaps we could even do something like that. That'd be perfect. And this is the one that we're looking at. This colour, light blue, dark blue. Beautiful, isn't it? So, let's get our shape now. We're looking at this. And we're going to look at the way that they grow so they're upright. So if we just sort of put So we want one more like that now, because if we have it straight, I can't bring this one up. Do you get me? So we can sort of come off if we wish, like that. So if that looks atrocious, no it does, but it doesn't matter at this moment. But they do come off. You have the big bulb. Let's put a bulb there. Well, it's not a bulb, it's round. Let's draw that, okay? So not sure whether I like that one there. It's a bit, see, but I've got to have another one. So maybe there. Okay. Now this is just the drawing in. So here we could just have one, and then up here when we was looking at the sort of, where's it gone? Looking at our little sort of plan, that's sort of got our plan there, it's similar, and then there's one that can come over here, or one that can come that way. You see, we don't even need this one here, but it looks quite nice there. So maybe we need, we'll see, I might even just need that and just put a bit of lavender up here. We could have lavender in between, couldn't we? Just have a few sprigs of lavender up here. Nice lavender here, yeah. We'll go with flood. Right, so we've got our basic design. Now, how on earth do you do a thistle? Let's do one, let's practice. Let's practice. So I'm just going to pull my colours that way. See if we can get you in and see colours. Oh, right, I'm just using a number 2 at the moment. So let's see about colours. I've got some purples ready. Put the 2 purpley. Put them all there actually. They're a bit too purpley for what I want. They need to be toned down, so I'm going to use a little bit of blue and purple and a bit of green to cool them down. Perfect colour. I've got an empty well there which I can swap and change the colours between. So we'll go for the dark blue a little bit more, turquoisey blue, which is like a Prussian blue. That's a better colour. It's a much better colour. It's cooler. Let's try it. A bit more. We're back with the pink. Perfect. Now the one I left here, let's see in comparison how that is. See, that's a light then, isn't it? Yep. Tiny bit more blue in that. Tiny bit more. That might be too red now. No, perfect. So I've got like me and him dark. Okay, so we've got the colours, so it's that one and that one. And of course, as you know, less water, more pigment. Right, so let's have a little practice on it. I've shown you what we're going to do. So let's do this one. So get the shape. Put a bit more water in if you want. Using your brush, pat, and where you pat, you'll leave more water. Just be careful. So if you get to something like this, put that down. It's only a prescription thing. Too much that. You need that's better. So you're still using the edge of your brush, but you're not using all of it. So use lots of long little snacks like that. Move that away. It's got a really good basis. Let that dry a minute, and whilst it's drying, I'm just going to have a look. See who's here. Oh, hello, Rachel. I've got to get to chat to you at some point. Hi, Sue. No, I'm never a bad penny, my love. Hi, Liz. Hi, Sally. Hello, Muriel. Hello, Linda. Linda. Hello, Kate. Hey, Denise, you'll love this. This is Thistle, so I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on it. I know, Doreen. Oh, it's great to see you, my love. Denise. See, Holly, thank you. Happy Saturday. I keep thinking it's Sunday. Hi, Hillary. Hi, wait. Have you had rain as well? Oh, Rachel, we're going to have to catch up. I really mean that. We've got to. Oh, okay, Linda. Don't worry. Marie. Oh, I'll put all these. I've got a load to go on to. I've got a load of these to go onto what you call it onto YouTube. I'm trying to film a new little starter for it, so it looks a bit more professional. Because I keep saying I'm doing things. I am. I'm working hard, but it just looks like I'm doing sweet FA. So, hi Melissa. I hope you're well, my lovely. Right. Okay. So you can see now it's taking form. The colours are sort of coming together. Now, if I wanted to just do a wash, I'm going to do one now without the shape underneath it. You don't need the shape if you just think that the edge of your brush. And this will help you because if you think that's not the thistle that you like, that's cool. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's an artist impression, isn't it? After at the end of the day, it's not a pure, absolutely spot on. I don't know what that was, but it's freaking me out. It's not a pure spot on. See, I like that. That looks like one of them little green flowers that we call weeds. You know what I mean? But if you wanted to go the full hog, then let me go back to the other colour and I'll mix another colour. I'll mix that up here. That's it. And this is a little bit of red in there. No, I need more blue and more black. There are colours in my repertoire like this turquoise green that I've just mixed front colour. I'll just do it anyway. But what I'm going to show you is you get This is for Tamara, my lovely Tamara. So here what I'm doing is using the full length of my brush and then getting water on the full length of my brush. Can you see how concentrated that looks? And then what I would do is leave, this is really important, the blue that you use here needs to have the green in it to make it look real. And when I say real, in keeping with the colour that's on the leaves, because the flower, leaf and petal all have similar colours in, so the green will have the purple in and the purple will have the green in, and I am using purple in the green, believe it or not. There we go, got a really nice green. So then we'd get a really naff stem and then we get these spiky leaves, don't we? Like that. So you've got the opposite. Now I know it's a pretty poo one, but that's not what it's about. We're not studying this one, we're studying this one. And as you can see, let's start it on here. So I'm going to rub out a lot of these lines, okay? And I'm just going to put the bobble in first, technical term. And I'm going to use my paintbrush, I'm going to use this colour, and I'm just going to go for it. Just keep remember that you don't want it too big, and it's a cone shape. And the idea about these is keep the outsides so that you can see the sort of spiky bits like that. I think that needs to be a bit bigger. So now I'm going to do one probably a bit bigger there, and if I'm looking at him they look a lot taller, so I think I'm gonna try it like putting a bud down first. See, I quite like that with lots of white in it, so I'm not in love with that one. Don't tell anyone. It's my t-shirt. See, so we'll see what this looks like without as much white in it. I can afford to make that one a bit bigger. Perhaps here would be the best one. Again, so we've got some nice, this isn't how it's going to stay because we're going to put some more colour in, but we need to let that dry. You can see how they're drying quite nicely now, aren't they? If you are putting a bit too much colour on, don't worry, get your t-shirt. Even adds some nice texture, doesn't it? So we've got 3 quite like that. They might not be big enough, but don't worry too much. I'm going to look back on my phone just so I can see. See, this one's got lots of like spiky bits coming out of it, so a bit more to it. I'm looking at the leaves now. So I've got a purpley green here, and I'm just going to go with the leaves. So let's just put a leaf like that. I'm going to go back to the other one now. £99, that's quite a lot of money, isn't it? Beautiful though. So I'm looking now for how they stand. So just bear with me, sorry. See, this is the one. I know it's. Sorry, I'm doing more on my blooming phone than I am out else. Come on. Right, okay, well, let me open it. So I've got some green, and I've got the blue on it. I'm going to mix some more because it's not enough. So I'll try it. Oh, that's a nice green. Right, so it is. It's really spiky. It's some pictures. This phone goes off too soon, and I know I've got to do it like that, but it does annoy me. It sort of comes like that, and then we sort of travel down a bit. I'm doing them quite soft, but I'm going to paint some more in now. So all I've done is I've added a little bit more colour to this now. Sorry, that's it. So I've added a little bit more colour, so we've got some less is more, sort of. Don't know why I did that. I forgot to rub it out as well. Right, so I'm going to rub out some of these lines because these are annoying me now. Don't worry about that. I've just done that myself. Just worry about. That's it. Looks quite nice now. That, don't worry because we're going to hide all that. So, you know. You know, they had like thumbs on them, didn't they? Don't like that bit there. I need to take some of that out. I'm not happy with it, so what I'm going to do is create like a background with that there. You won't see it in a minute. So we've got some thistles. I'm going to put some more of these leaves on now. So we've got the blue, purple and the dark green to give us a cooler colour. That's a nice colour. Put some more bits. We need a bit more dark blue to this because we need some more pink to knock it back because it's a bit too purpley now. So let's go with the bright green. It's same, but it's a bit too dark, so I might have to go over all of them. So we've got some thistles. They don't look great as thistles at the moment, but you know, these are just a portion to it. So the next thing is we're going to paint I'm going to get quite concentrated colour because I want it to be just a couple of flowers. Different sorts, so there I don't know what they are, just made them up. But here it's I'll put some thistle blues in, some lavender. Just so we mingle some pattern in, so it's not so regimented. And it's just like it's only going to be the corner of a piece of work that we're going to add to. So this has got a greener stem, so I'm going to go in with the colour I've already used and add a tiny bit more of it. So I've used the same green. And it's important that you get a different green with that because it does look different then. Now here I'm going to go back to my purples. Add some more. Gosh, it's hot now. I'm sweating like I don't know what. Now it looks a bit wet at the moment, and it is a bit wet. I'm not too happy with these leaves, so I'm going to pop a bit more green into it, I think, just to give it a little bit more because it's blend some leaves in. What I'm getting now is a big brush. A big brush. I don't like any of this, so I'm going to put a wash on it. And I'm using a very watered down wash. And what I'm trying to do is give it that idea of a belly, you know where they're coming from. Drop some of that in. So I'm going to brush all the stems out. Get me? So it's a lilac colour, so it's not interfering. Lilac-y blue. It's like a lilac-y blue, so it's not interfering with the actual picture. Oh God, trust me. But if you do get a blob on it, don't worry. So now what I've done is I've got the blue, and I'm just adding the blue. Well, it's not blue, it's tonal. So this was the very large wash that I had. You don't have to rub these lines out if you want to keep them. Just allow the... That's my arm. Just allow the colour to blend through. And then the most important bit, well, to me it is get the colour blended right out. So I'm not too worried about that showing. But what I do want to do is blend this colour out. And I don't mind these. I don't mind them blending out because I just think flowers are very transient, aren't they? That's beautiful. I really like that. So I'm allowing it all to bleed. So there's no... Yeah. So now what I've done is I've got the bleed on that. I'm quite happy with it. I'd go in with a pencil later, finish it off. And here I'm just going to go. So I'm going to pick up the purple. And I'm just putting it on my line. But I'm using the outside. So I'm just allowing... I'm almost making a frame, get me? Now I'm not renowned for drawing flowers, and it's not something that I'm strong at doing, but I enjoy it. And I like my sort of flowers, so I don't really care. There's lots of people who can do brilliant watercolour flowers, but I actually prefer mine the way I do them, so that you don't have to pay too much attention. You're not looking always at, oh, is it the correct size? Does it look right? This is just an interpretation, and I really like that. I'm going to drop a little bit of the warmer colour into it. But I'm allowing it to go that way out of it. You get me? So this way, this has sort of created a blend all the way up there. Now what I could do, I'll show you what I could do now, is just bring that and create a frame there if I want. You know what I mean? I'm not a lover of that, so I'm just going to blend that in and out. Just let it and just concentrate on those two. Could maybe put words down here, but I would put some more work on this. It's not finished like this. The green I'm not happy with, but yeah, just put in some more lavender colour, and that way it'll seep out hopefully and warm it up. If you don't like it, remember, blend it while it's wet, blend it out. So we've got a really quite a soft one today, where it's really difficult because it does look awful till you get there. Mind you, all my stuff does, doesn't it? So now we're going to concentrate on maybe pulling up some more detail with this. Now if you've got white, great. If you haven't, don't worry, because we're going to put in very dark. That means very light as well. So I'm going to go in with a Payne's grey, and I'm going to use a little bit of the dark purple and blue that I've been using. So these are the two colours. They're like a Prussian blue, and I want them to be very dark, like a cherry, like a, oh, what's the word? Very, very dark, like a, there it is. Black, but it's a blue black. Show it, yeah. Being very gentle with it now. This is the mindful bit for me. And all that underpainting is now so worthwhile. Leave an area that's lighter, then that way you can bring in a lighter colour of it. So if we're saying that this area here has got a bit of depth to it, then leave that bit there. You can make them bigger. If you need to keep going in because it's bleeding, then let it. Just this side of my brush, gently tapping, like that. Getting some more definition to it now. It's very loose and loosey-goosey. Who said that? Oh, I know. Jill Wiseman. The beader extraordinaire. Some more. There we go. Dark as I want it there. Then going with a very dark green, the purple. So what I've done here is I'm running some of the dark colour very fine through the veins. Introducing some bigger ones. And now all those little lines that I did previously don't really matter because they were all like an understudy. And these are a bit too yellow for me, so I'm changing them up. I've got a dark pink now. So I've sort of lost one side, so I can build him. Some pattern. Build it up bigger at the front. It looks nearer. Butterfly one. You know, they're sort of chubbier. And then they have these curly doodads on them. Put one over the top of this here. I'm just going to put in a blue, black, green, purple colour. Bit too. Don't need to warm that up a little bit. There's a little bit of red. Oh, don't tell me I've got the wrong red. No, that's okay. So I'm just going to run it. There we go. I'm happy at that. So it's quite messy, quite nice. I've got the outside of the paper done. This is the main element, which will go on with a white pen. But you've got a feel of it, not an absolute mimic. You know, when I go on with a pen or my pencil now, I'm creating another layer. You know, it's really, you get like I've got a pen. If I just to now go finish those lines off, can you see how much depth I've got? And even just on the edges like that, just helps to bring a little bit of just drawing over the top. I tend to do that. It's not for everybody, but then let's put lavender. Let's see what we got. Right, I can't remember it. It's lavender. Thistle. Thistle quote. I wonder if there is one. What does it say? Robbie Burns. We'll have to go with Robbie Burns. Okay, so let's go with this. I quite like that. So, forever, wherever I wander, wherever I rove, the hills of the Highlands forever I love. I would have thought that would have been like forever I roam. Right, I'm just going to add some little dingly danglies to this. So, you know where we get just to add it to make it mine. You know how I do my own stuff. So yeah, I really like that. Might not be for everybody. To be honest with you, I don't really care. But a way of getting into watercolour without being feared of it. I really like that. Really like that. Something quite beautiful about just letting your feelings out, isn't there? Anyway, look at that. All in an hour and 10 minutes. I thought we've done pretty well. I've got to go and paint some tartan now, believe it or not. That's what made me think of it, tartan box. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Just have a quick look. Yeah, it is Linda. Thank you so much, everybody. It's one of those that you've got to keep with. And it's like anything, it teaches you to keep with it, because if you don't, you won't master it, will you? And it's all about mastering it. Not in a nasty way, but mastering it as in conquering a fear of it, not mastering as power over someone, but you have a power over that you can conquer the fear of. That's what I mean. So totally get you. Thanks so much. I won't see you now till next week. But I will be able to watch the game. I think it's brilliant that they've done that. They've actually let everybody off. So I'm pre-recording it, so I've got to be there really early. But I'm so happy. That's so nice of him. I get to watch it. And yeah, I've had a very nice offer. Oh yes, right. I'll put an album up. Sorry, it just tends to. I think at the moment everyone's a bit lost with the albums, so it's been down to me to do it all, and I'm not great at doing it all. So I'll put one up now, ready for everyone. Okay? Yeah. All right, my lovelies. I will see you next week. I'll pop in and see everybody most days, if I can, but not to do a Moodle. All right, thanks, guys. And those of you, don't forget next week, next Sunday, it's the wonderful colour harmony, and you will be absolutely. I mean, I'll just show you in case you think I'm not. I have sourced everything ready. That's your worksheet for it. Don't even know what you can see. So if you can share and let people know, they're your worksheets for it. These are the ones that I've got so far. I've done little ones, and then I've done the seed ones, which are really good to have. And I've done my prime colours that I think you'll. Oh, these aren't the ones I've got for you, but I've done some other coloured charts that I've done. So if you can share that and see, and thank you to everybody that's already bought it. But I'll definitely see you next week. I'll put a group up for that as well. So thanks, guys. I'll see you all